Every once in a while, we'll get something new in the weird internet project scene from Twitter. Sometimes it's a carryover from Facebook or TikTok, usually just a clip of something odd or a scary photoshopped image. Most of the time, it's not much deeper than a web page associated and a few other bits of media, none of which creates a story or compels further intrigue. But sometimes you get things like The Sun Vanished, Dear David, and now, it seems, Eroda. And no matter what this case eventually turns out to be, the sheer oddity of the whole situation has driven me to pay attention. I've had viewers reach out since this new mystery started to get my eyes on it, but I was fortunate enough to catch sight about 3 hours after kickoff and have been following the tale since. The adventure began on November 21st, 2019, just a few days ago, at 4:51 p.m. Austin, aka the Brotographer, announces to the world that he just got an ad on Twitter for a place that straight up does not exist. I was scrolling through Twitter and this ad popped up, and y'all know I love looking at pretty pictures of places I can't afford to visit, so I decided to take the bait and check out this place I had never heard of. Went to the profile and there's just no info about where in the world this place is. I'm used to this with music venues, but not with, accounts dedicated to places tourism. Austin then comments, "The lack of followers and the fact that the account has only tweeted 8 times made me very wary," which is quite appropriate to say. Most often, this is a dead giveaway of an ARG or internet storytelling project, known as a case of unfiction getting its roots planted. Austin then went to the website to dig up information and found nothing, essentially. No indicators of where Eroda is in the world. A Google search for the location also turned up nothing credible. Attempts to source the pictures on the website turned up random images of places around Europe. Austin's immediate thought was that he had found an international tourism scheme, and it now came down to him to put a nail in it. But then came the most truly confusing twist. Austin gives a direct link to the website, declaring that none of the pages provide information to book hotels, flights, or make it to Eroda in any way, shape, or form. All side links redirect to the homepage. Austin checked the claims on the website against the Twitter account, which had only just been made 22 hours previously, and yet the website claimed to be up since 2004. It was just after this discovery that Austin found another user had made a similar find and put together what would come to mind for all of us here immediately. We might have an ARG starting. Now, before we begin taking a look at the Eroda media ourselves, observe this note from Austin. Apparently, they've also been running extensive ads on Facebook and Instagram. Multiple ads, not just in English, but Spanish, Portuguese, German, and Italian. Whatever this is, there's a real effort behind it. So first, let's look at the trailhead that got all this running, the Twitter presence. Eroda's account was made in October, with the first tweet appearing on November 20th, 6:27 p.m. The Isle of Eroda's rich history is embedded in daily life as the ruins of many structures from the past remain standing across the land. #visit Eroda. Eroda's travel page immediately began posting key locations for potential travelers to the Isle. Martin's Heaven Bed and Breakfast, Flanagan Fish Market, the collection of maritime vessels and artifacts, neighboring islands, which you shouldn't plan to leave Eroda for on any odd-numbered days, Sally's Tavern, and Kiernan's Studio. Mention is also made of fishing, and those who want to have good luck should wear 1 gold earring. Then, on the morning of Saturday, November 23rd, around 11:57 a.m., the Eroda Twitter account posted a travel video that was simultaneously released on their YouTube channel, because, surprise, there's a YouTube channel too. Here is that video.
Do you remember the way that you felt off the coast of Eroda? Seeing the way the water sparkled below, a picturesque green-blue gradient of ocean. Tasting the signature food from the Erodian natives, made with love. Feeling the rush of wind, lifting you as if you were literally in the center of the world. The sound of the air gliding against your skin as you stare into the brisk dusk. Do you remember smelling the fresh air off the coast of Eroda? No? Make memories for your senses at visiteroda.com. Eroda, no land quite like it.
Starting to get nervous yet? Here's something for you. A tweet that came out as I began writing the script, 8:05 p.m. on November 23rd. We're so excited to welcome all the first-timers that arrived in Eroda this morning. Does this mean visitors running to Eroda-associated pages online, or actual people who have just arrived at a destination that isn't possible to find? One possibility is concerning, the other is disturbing. Let's take a look at that website now and see if we can catch anything. Here's the homepage. Nothing pops out in the image, and a look into the page source doesn't hold any surprises. except a meta tag related to this image, which is labeled share. As mentioned by Austin on Twitter, there are ads on the accommodation page that redirect to Eroda, possibly a message about how there's no real way of leaving. We'll table that concept for now and look at the material. We have, in addition to Martin's Heaven Bed and Breakfast, the Yuma Inn located on Old Crab Road, and the Marmaton Hotel constructed in 1892. We also have the Seaview Cottages, located on cliffs above the harbor in Corona, Eroda's largest town and port. This area gives us a look at the Eroda Tourism Board statement too, which does point out the year 2004. This website was also apparently made in Eroda. Page source puts the text down as actual text on the page, not an image, and it leads off with a note by the coder. Instance begin editable, which means they wanted to stay open for a chance to change the writing if they needed to in the future. Keep an eye out for any changes in the language on this site. Attractions is similar to accommodations. Some things do stand out. We have the Fisherman's Pub located on the corner of Cherry Street and Golden Way. The only rule of the bar? Don't mention a pig in the pub. We have a good hint under Flanagan Fish Market. The halibut, when available, is this market's specialty. Assuming the Isles Fish Market is picking up catches locally and there's no constant import or far-off fish that they drag in, that means they're in one of two places because there's a Pacific halibut and an Atlantic halibut. Eroda is either in the waters that span from Greenland down to Virginia, or the Gulf of Alaska and the Bering Sea, and only as far south as the coast of California. Basically, Eroda can't be anywhere south of the United States. It's definitely in the northern half somewhere off the east or west coast, possibly up near Alaska. Heading down further, we find another attraction that helps pin this down: Montgomery MacLeod Castle. One of the oldest castles in the region, Montgomery MacLeod Castle is the premier historical landmark of Eroda. This 13th century relic is a must-see for all tourists looking to learn more about Eroda's rich history. A search for MacLeod Castle turns up Clan MacLeod of the Scottish Highlands, which certainly fits in with the idea of an old castle from the 13th century. This has got to place them between the east coast of the US and the UK, which means we're focusing on the northern Atlantic halibut territory. We also have Kiernan Studio, and Kiernan is a Gaelic last name. We're in the area of Ireland and Scotland for sure. The ferry puts down times of departure, but again warns against leaving on odd-numbered days. There's a guide page presenting a map which you can apparently download as JPEG or PDF. Nothing odd about the page source. This leaves us with the About Eroda page. It talks of a rich history with many structures from the past remaining on the land, rolling grass hills, quaint villages of which there are 4, Corona, the largest and primary port as well as the island capital, Marmaton, Martin's Heaven, and Yuna. The page mentions heritage you can trace back generations of the houses that still stand, and while the primary occupation is fishing, the art scene has recently started to develop. The leads go cold here, but the story is getting big enough that it's been covered by the Daily Dot. It raises suspicions that because the name Eroda is the word adore backwards, it's a stealth ARG for the upcoming indie game Adore, but looking at Adore's marketing and premise, it doesn't seem to fit. There's only one bit of evidence about the public info for Adore that I can gather, and it's this. Adore is an action roguelite where the main character, Luca, member of a clan of adorers, is able to summon and control creatures to fight by his side. If your protagonist is part of a clan, look no further than the territory of Scottish and Irish Isles for your story. But really, this would be a stretch, and not a very necessary stretch either. Adore is already on Steam, it's been announced for a while, and gameplay videos have been up since April. There's no telling what's going on here for sure, but it has taken off. It's aware of it, and there's a definite mystery. If you ever want to get in on the ground floor of a new unfiction project or ARG, this would be the time. Follow the Twitter, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and be on the lookout, I suppose. I certainly will be. Thanks to my supporters on Patreon, who definitely do exist, and give me the power to cover things like this as soon as the trail opens. If you want to give me a gift this holiday season that will keep on giving, consider joining the Nightmind Patreon, where as little as just $1 a month makes sure I can keep producing content for you. Stick around to the end of this video to see all the awesome creatures of the night on Patreon already. You also might want to check out my PopBase, a new social media and creator content platform where you can visit a digital me and a digital Nightmind office. You can play games, take quizzes, chat with me in a way that's like Twitter but with full audio from yours truly, and watch exclusive Nightmind content, including a Wicked Roots video from this October that has not appeared here on YouTube. And if you need something warm for the cold season or a gift idea for any Monster Cat fans in your life, I've got links to all my new merchandise below on Teespring, with all designs available in hoodies and sweatshirts. That's it for now, everyone. Thanks for visiting Eroda with me tonight, or at least asking how we can even manage that anyway. Once more, I'm Nick Nocturne, and I'll be seeing you again real soon. As long as you don't slip away to a mystery island you might never come back from, of course. Try not to dwell on that concept too long, and sleep tight.